You're watching the Batter Fans Network.
The heroes are back. Beards talking balls, rapping pink and black. Coming live from the 305, it's official tissue. The Batter Fan, Chris and Dan, weekly rocking with you. We talk Messi, Boosie, Jordy, Lucho, the Vat Four, to Ben Cram, Noah, Ruiz, Fred. What more could you ask for? Tighten up and get ready, listen in on the pod. Solana and X in Espanol, just to even the odds. Breakdowns and gas bagging, join the tribe and just vibe. Free 99, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't hesitate, say what's up, go ahead and come in. No question about it, I'm ready to get hurt again.
No question about it, I am ready to get hurt again.
Chris, the Herons are back.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody to episode number 414 of the Better Herons podcast. I am your host, Daniel Ganon, and alongside me, as always, Mr. KBD. How are you doing, sir?
I love the energy considering that Tommy ATL, host of Battered Wrestling Fans, is on here. Shout out to Tommy. Great episode yesterday.
Yeah, we're talking about the factions. It's a nice trip down memory lane, or if you like the current stuff, they talk about this, the current factions. Very fun episode. It's always fun talking about those groups. NWO to me is the greatest of all time, but yes, a very fun episode. So check out Battered Wrestling Fans if you haven't already. If you're into wrestling, definitely something you want to check out. But Chris, the energy's coming because I feel like we finally got a rivalry. I know we've been talking about Nashville being our rivals, and then we kind of downplay the whole Orlando thing. But you know what? It finally kind of feels like it's cooking. I'm finally feeling it. I'm feeling the spice with the Orlando. So, and shout out to Mr. Duke from Chicago.
So I have a question though, Danny. Like, right, you're saying that there's finally this rivalry because there's stakes. But like, what happens if we win this? Is it going to be like, little brother kind of stuff? You know what I mean? Like, is it going to simmer the rivalry down because now we win a game that matters and they can beat us 4-1 when it's a regular season game?
No,
you get what I'm saying?
I think that I think the two ass kickings they handed us and then playing a semifinal game like a week after one of those ass kickings, I think it's done. I think this game matters, and no matter what the result, I think that it's there, and I'm glad that it's there because we kind of wanted it, but we just didn't want it to be forced. And this is the second time we play them in the Club World Cup. So I'm in the Club World Cup. Leagues Cup.
Yeah, Leagues Cup. And shout out to Mitch. I want to say something, Mitch. You're the freaking best. You've been on just about every show. You showed up yesterday on the Battered Wrestling Fest. You guys asked for a wrestling podcast. Let's get it.
Shout out to Mitch. I saw that me and him were commenting yesterday on the show. So shout out to Mitch. Much appreciated for the support. Reaper
Blaugranal. Blaugranal LM10 says Nashville destroyed our quote unquote rivals starter defense. So I'm expecting the same from Miami. I did some number stuff, guys.
Okay.
I checked out some numbers.
All right.
And in Leagues Cup, other than whooping Necaxa 5-1, Orlando's first game, they tied against Pumas and won in penalties.
Mm-hmm.
Then they tied, that's 1-1. Then they tied against Toluca 0-0 and won in penalties. So other than Necaxa, they're not putting goals up. And we actually put a couple goals up, 2 against Tigres. We put up 3 against Pumas.
I'll give you some numbers also, Chris. You want some numbers?
We also put 2 goals against Necaxa. So
I'll give you some numbers. Orlando's put up 7 against Miami in 2 games.
All right, but okay. But here's the deal, though, Danny. Do you want to have the
numbers
talk?
Toma.
But do you want to have the stakes talk, or do you want to have like the non-factor games talk? Because if we're talking like holistically, then yes, I'm terrified. We're playing a team that's destroyed us 2 times this year, and we might lose. But if we're talking stakes,
look, I know we're gonna win.
I'm certain we're gonna win against Orlando when we have all of our best. But shout out to Solana. Solana put up a post on Twitter saying that there's a 50-50 chance that Messi plays. If Messi doesn't show up to this Orlando game, I'm shooting flares on the field.
Isn't it 50-50
Maybe.
for everybody on the roster?
I guess.
50-50 doesn't tell you much.
Well, I mean,
I think Messi will play.
Well, if he put it on there, right, he's lending credence to this idea of this injury being more than what it potentially is. And 50-50 sounds like a scary number.
He missed the last week's game.
Yes, but in order to sort of like recover, right?
Right, but I'm just saying, like, of course that there's some truth to that.
I mean, there's truth to it, but why is it 50? How come it can't be like 70% he plays, 30% he doesn't? Why does it gotta be 50-50? Right? Like, I get it.
Well,
I get it. It's 50-50. I know.
For those,
I get
for
it.
those that want to hear Solana, Xavier, Chris, everybody, Las Garzas at 9 o'clock. We have a full slate today. If you want your battered herons, you're on with us right now, 8 o'clock. You want some little Spanish, Las Garzas with Xavier, Solana at 9 o'clock. And then at 10 o'clock, we will be on battered MLS fans with a couple guests from Seattle, LA, lovely Orlando. We didn't have a guest on this episode, but if you want to hear from an Orlando guest, battered MLS fans at 10 o'clock.
That's going to be a good one. My name is Jiv. Says team practice today. And Soccer Daddy's answering. Alba and Messi both practice today. You know who else practiced today, guys? You know who else practiced? Obando. Obando practiced. What does that even mean?
I'm not worried about Messi. I think he'll play.
So yes, they did practice today.
So 7-1 in aggregate. The first two games that we played Orlando this season. I do think that there is more to dive into in those two games. So whenever you're ready, because all right. So let's start with we're in the semifinal of the Leagues Cup.
Yes,
this hasn't been the ideal season, although if we have 3 games in hand. After this weekend, it'll be 4 games in hand, and if we win out, we're Supporter Shield champs. Like, it's that simple. So although it hasn't been the ideal season, we're still in the driver's seat, right?
Yes,
but
in control of our destiny.
We are in the semifinals of the Leagues Cup. We made it to the semifinals of the Champions Cup. So far, has this been a successful season?
Oh no.
Compared to last year.
No.
Because last year we didn't get to the semifinals of the Champions Cup. We didn't get to the semifinals of the Leagues Cup. And we also played in the Club World Cup, in which we made it out of the knockout out of the group stage and made it into the knockout round and lost to the best team in the world until they ran into Chelsea in the final. I mean, I think it's been a pretty impressive showing, despite kind of not being what we thought they would be.
So here's the thing about comparisons, Danny. Like, I get the idea of comparing it to last season, but this isn't like, oh, we added an extra chip and we have pieces. We had Messi in 2023. We had Messi last year, and we have Messi this year. And all we did was add more to Messi. So, like, in comparison to last year, I guess if you want to look at it in that fashion, yeah, we did better because we got a little further in certain tournaments. But like,
isn't that was the knock on Tata? He couldn't win tournaments. Like, okay, Mascherano, as much as you hate him, he's made it a little further.
So instead of being the 4th loser, we've been the 3rd loser. Like, what do we do with that? We don't get
if you're not first, you're last.
Participation trophies. Exactly.
Shake and bake, baby.
So in reality, when it comes to comparisons, I kind of, in this case, when we have the greatest football player of all time, I don't want to do comparisons. I just want to destroy everyone. And if we're not destroying everyone, then it's not a success.
Okay. Well,
okay. From 4th to 3rd place. From quarterfinals to semifinals. Great. Oh my God. We're the best.
I don't know. At one point after we beat who was it that we beat? Porto. At one point after we beat Porto, everybody's like, that's it. It's a success. This is the biggest win in team history. Like, I think it's progress.
Listen, Sean Callahan ain't lying. If you ain't first, you're last. Now, Tracy is saying success thus far. CWC out of group. and now semis in the Leagues Cup. We need to win Wednesday. Listen, I've been saying it from the club, from the CONCACAF Champions Cup. We fucking blew it. We blew it big time.
Mm-hmm.
And then now, like what, semifinal? So if we lose, Danny, if we lose to Orlando, are you still gonna say it's been a success?
Well, I'm not saying it was a success. I was just throwing it out there.
Yeah. Well,
because
what do you think?
Everybody's big thing. I think that I've been so down on this team and Mascherano and Allende and then the performance overall that when I take a step back from being a fan, right? Because that's what we are ultimately, right?
Yes.
We're not reporters, we're fans, just like everybody in the chat. And when I take a step back and then look at what we've done so far this year, I'm kind of surprised because, and again, it's not a success, but I'm like, man, we've played so crappy. At least I feel like we've played crappy, but we made it to the semis of the Champions Cup, right? Which is, the big one. We should have made it to the final, but we made it to there. And then we got out of the group stage of the Club World Cup. We are in the semifinals, and who knows, maybe even the finals of Leagues Cup. And by the end of this weekend, one way or another, we could be already classified for next year's Champions Cup, right? If we end up in third, second, or first place. And we have 4 games in hand after this weekend, and we're still in the driver's seat for the Supporter Shield. So despite as bad as I think that we've looked, and again, not bad. I understand this team is good, but I feel like they've underperformed my expectations. And yet I look back and I'm like, it hasn't been as bad as I felt as we've been going along. I'm like, man, this has been a disaster. And then I take a step back and I'm like, it hasn't been that bad.
It's been absolutely fucking awful.
Okay. Fair.
We've lost against the worst team. We barely beat LA Galaxy, right? We tied against the worst team in the East with the best team that we've had in the last 2.5 years. Okay. And Mitch is saying here, this is why football's so random. Last year's team feels worse personnel-wise than this year, but this year team has been disappointment so far. We have been okay. So we made it to semifinals and all that other garbage. So we stayed an hour more at the party. We're still pedestrian as hell with the team that we've had. Look, Sean is saying it can't be a success. The front office had multiple trophies, and all we've done has been dumped out attorneys.
Okay. Look, I'm not
lost to Atlanta, lost to Vancouver. Like,
well, I mean, if you don't win the trophy, you lost to somebody along the way, obviously.
Well, yes.
I'm just saying that when you take a look, like, you obviously feel like it's been a dumpster fire, right?
I don't feel like it's been a dumpster fire, but like
you're making it sound.
Well, look, in perspective, if you keep things like 2020,
you lost to your in-state rival 7-1 basically on aggregate. Like, when you look back at this season, it feels like it's been terrible, and somehow we're in the driver's seat for the Supporter Shield.
I don't want to hear this excuse from Pedro of a lot of injuries. We made a ton of acquisitions for people to be able to fill in those spaces. If anything, I want to know who's been calling the shots in the back, signing these players, because we've got players that are injured from the moment we get them.
That's fair.
How am I a drama queen? I agree. Florida man.
All right. So how do you feel going into Orlando? Because I've told you since before this was a matchup, I told you if we play them a third time, we'll win. How are you feeling?
I think that we're going to have a better showing because of the simple fact that, there's stakes involved. I don't think it's going to be as good as what we've been seeing in Leagues Cup, because we've been playing Liga MX teams who play structurally different. So I think that lends more to our sort of, I guess, gameplay or game style. We're playing against Orlando, who's been like a common opponent that's destroyed us this year. So I don't think that you're going to see a lot of super creativity like how it was against Liga MX clubs.
So we've lost 2 games. I've said it a couple times already. 7-1 on aggregate. The first game, we lost 3-0. The second game, which was just a couple weeks ago, we lost 4-1. So people might have forgotten I hope it's not a draw. I would hate to see a shootout with Ustadi at goal. Um, some people might have forgotten the way the first game kind of played out. So let me just remind everybody and paint the picture, right? Because I think that context matters for that loss. That loss
Absolutely.
was the peak of bad play. That is when we were on like a 6-week run of just poor play. We lost to Minnesota. We drew to San Jose, even though we scored in the first like minute. Like it was just a really bad run for 6 weeks. Ustadi was on a terrible run. We kept saying that he looked like he was aging by the minute. And we were on such a bad run for those 6 weeks that going into the Orlando game, that Orlando game was the third game in a row in which we tried a new formation. That game, for those that forgot, Jordi Alba starting in the midfield that game. Like we were trying a lot of new things. So going into that game, we were switching up things a lot. Jordi Alba was in the midfield. Like we were just throwing shit against the wall to see what worked.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't say that Orlando got us at the worst time. They got us at the best time because we were scrambling. So much so that after the game, Messi came out and he spoke. He spoke after the game. Remember what a big deal we made out of that? Because he never speaks. And he went and he spoke post-game on the pitch. So, again, for those that forgot about that game, I'll take a little trip down memory lane. That game started, and Miami dominated that first half. Miami was the better side that first half. We blew some chances. Luis Suarez blew 1 or 2 chances. Galese had a beautiful block on a Messi shot that went far post, and Galese got a hand on it. The game changed at the very end of the first half, and maybe this will jog your memory, Chris, because I don't know if you remember, where they got the ball from Messi, they stole the ball, and they kicked it back to Galese. Orlando's players kicked it to Galese, and Galese picked it up with his hands.
Yeah.
And then Messi started yelling at the refs, and of course,
yes,
our fault and the team's fault that they see Messi yelling at the ref. And
caught sleeping.
So Galese is like, guess what? You guys aren't paying attention. Hits the long ball. Muriel on the other hand, on the other end of it, and he takes it one-on-one, finishes. We dominate that first half. We end up going into half down 1-0. And then after that, we were chasing the game, and we were playing an extremely high line. We were getting caught on the counter consistently that second half. That second half, they outplayed us, and they should have had more than 2 more goals. But they ended up winning 3-0. That last goal being garbage time goal where they scored like right before the whistle blew. So all in all, Miami came out, although they had tested out a brand new formation with Jordi Alba in the midfield, although they were on a bad run of games, they were the better side in the first half. A bad call by the ref kind of just was the beginning of the end for that performance. And no excuses. They won 3-0. It is what it is. But Miami has been able to get the better of them for at least a half this year. Now, that was with Messi. Then you go to 2 weeks ago where Messi did not play. And Papi Ball is play defensive, play the counter. And because Messi didn't play, he kind of caught Mascherano by surprise. And he didn't play that way. He was pressing high. It was a high press. It was a mid press, forcing turnovers. And I think that caught Miami off guard. And we got our ass kicked 4-1. So I think both of those situations are not going to happen on Wednesday. We're going to be ready. Messi's going to be playing. And I'll stop with my soliloquy there, Chris. Your thoughts on the two games?
But then what do you think is going to be the difference? Like, and chat, if you guys want to chime in, you can let us know, give us your opinion. But like, what's going to be the difference here? Like, is Baltasar finally like ready to rock and roll and help destroy? Because I don't see any sort of difference. Look, Messi played really both. He played one game, and then what does he do? He came off. He didn't play against them in the last game against Orlando. So there wasn't that sort of continuity if you kind of want to look at it. But we still had other all-stars like DePaul and Suarez. And like, what's the difference? Is Messi going to be the difference of one goal where we take one less goal?
we're not going to be experimenting with a formation, right? Jordi Alba will be playing his left back role. Ian Frey will be playing his right back role. We'll have our center backs, Ustadi. Ustadi isn't as bad a form as he was that game. That game, Ustadi looked terrible. I just pulled it up. Guess what Ustadi's foot mob score was that game?
Oh, it had to be like 5.7.
4.9.
Oh my!
He was terrible that game. He was terrible that game. Suarez, although I wouldn't say he's back into 2024 shape, I think he's started to look a little more confident, a little better, getting his groove back recently. You have Rodrigo de Paul. Rodrigo de Paul and Messi haven't played together against Orlando. You have Bright back. Like, I mean, I guess we'll probably still play with Allende, but I feel like this team will be a little different. Now, for everybody pointing to that Nashville ass kicking of Orlando this past weekend, they had some rotation. Like, they didn't start their best 11. So I wouldn't go overboard with that result. But I do think that Miami is not going to be caught with their pants down this time, where all of a sudden this guy doesn't play very defensive, doesn't play a low block, and all of a sudden we get blindsided. Like, I think Mascherano is going to be ready for everything. You're going to have Messi, you're going to have DePaul, and we're playing at home. I think all sides point to we're going to win.
And Sean is saying, remember when we all thought the MLS would be a cakewalk with the Barca 4? Yeah, about that. I have a question, Danny, and maybe people in the chat can chime in too. Do you think that maybe starting Baltasar over Tadeo Allende would be good? Or would that be too many creative players? You have Messi, you have Baltasar, you have Segovia, who essentially are very good with the ball at their feet. They're very creative players.
I'm going to counter that with Allende is supposed to be a creative player. He just can't. So it's not that it's not that we have too many creative players. It's just that you can't be like, oh, we don't want somebody that can do something that he can't. Like, that's what he's supposed to do out on the wide areas. So I would love to see Baltasar.
So, but those three players, right? I mean, Messi, of course, but like Segovia and Baltasar, right? Belisario Machuca is a creative player. You could tell that he's very skilled with his feet. He's a very good passer. He has good vision. He can be able to catch people running behind, making line-breaking plays. But who's going to be making those line-breaking plays?
Baltasar. Like, I haven't had a chance to really see Baltasar just book it. I haven't. But could he really be that much slower than Allende? Like, what has speed gotten us with Allende?
It's gotten us to the end line, and that's it.
And then Sean saying Baltasar's hammy will get cooked if he tries to make a run. Maybe. I'm willing to take the risk, because at this point, what are we going to do? We're just going to save Baltasar because he doesn't get injured? Like, hey, we don't want you to go ahead and play vertical because we're scared of you getting injured. No, you got to put him out there. This is what you're getting paid for.
He's been begging for this opportunity. He's been begging to be healthy for this. Like what better way to contribute to this trophy run? Like, he could be the guy.
If I were to paint this picture, right? Starting 11, Ustadi at goal, right? Then we have Ian Frey on the right, Jordi Alba on the left.
Yes.
In the center, you have Falcon and either Lujan or Allen. I have a feeling it's going to be Lujan, but whatever. So that's your back line, okay? Yeah. Then we have Busquets and Bright.
There have to be staples. Have to be.
You have
37 people.
Yeah, you have Segovia.
Messi,
Suarez.
Segovia.
Look, and I'm leaving DePaul out. You wouldn't even be able to start DePaul. You'd have to sit Bright.
Hold on. So we got 7 without even going to the forwards.
I forgot. You know what? I forgot that's what that conversation that we were having, right? We were having the conversation of when Messi comes back, who loses their spot, Allende or Bright? I would love for it to be Allende. I would love for it to be Allende.
If it's Bright, because what's going to happen is what I think you're thinking is Bright's out, DePaul goes down, right? Or stays up there or whatever. And then Messi just does whatever he wants.
Yeah, I would assume that Messi plays that DePaul 10 role right here that's in the graphic. Now, what I think they could do is they could play a 4-4-2, right? They could have the double pivot. They could have Segovia and DePaul out wide, and they could have Suarez and Messi up top. I mean, look, we have. If
Does
you're
he
adding
have to
Messi,
play Emmanuel?
well, you know why I don't think Allende has to play. Although Orlando changed the way they were playing against us, I really do feel that they did that because Messi wasn't a threat because he wasn't playing. If they go back to Poppy ball, which is what they call it Poppy ball, in LAFC they call it Dolo ball, it's basically lock it down defensively and play the counter. And teams that play that way, Allende is doing nothing against those teams because they're not leaving you any space in behind. He's going to have nowhere to run because they won't give you that space. So Allende is really pointless in this game if you really think about it.
Well, Francisco is saying Bright only plays if Messi is out. He's the number one bench option. But then right after, Aria says Messi's a true right winger anyway. Get Allende the F out.
I would love that. You know what? I think Rodrigo De Paul is great. I wouldn't say I love him at the 10 role though.
No.
I don't think I'd rather keep Messi there and put De Paul out wide. But whatever. Look, I think that all in all, I think ultimately, I think Allende doesn't serve a purpose against Orlando because they are going to lock it down defensively. They're not going to leave that space in for him to run in behind. So it's going to be players that are good on the ball. You're going to have link-up play. You're going to have good, well-timed runs, and you're going to have touch on the ball. You're going to have to be able to take shots from outside the ball. You're going to have to do several things that Allende is not capable of doing. So I think Allende is somebody that we shouldn't put on the pitch this game.
So I think the idea of Allende is to play him so he can push up the field and give some flexible space to Messi to work with on that right side, right? But wouldn't it be an advantage for Allende to come in the second half or later? Because he's playing against tired legs.
I'd rather put Fafa out there.
You'd rather put Fafa instead of Allende? Allende would look. He's supposed to look like a good player with normal players.
Look, Fafa hasn't had the best of runs recently, but when he's on the ball, I've seen him take players on one-on-one. What have you seen Allende do?
Yes.
Allende can't do anything. So, look, Allende, you know what? International games against teams that don't play that low block, Allende has been getting opportunities. Let me not say he's playing great, but he's getting opportunities. Look at the Club World Cup. Look at all these games in the Leagues Cup.
Back for Fafa.
That's fine. He's mid, but what's Allende? If Fafa is mid, what's Allende?
No, my Allende is like the dirt of the ground at this point.
Oh, why'd I even bring Fafa? Baltasar Rodriguez should come in.
I mean, I don't know about this, Emmanuel. Fafa worse than Allende, zero football IQ. What?
Your IQ is as good as that hair in that picture. It means absolutely nothing to me, Emmanuel.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
All right. So,
and shout out to the gentleman woke here with a super slam, super duper ooper super slam. Says, I'm commenting from the past because I came in late and I'm behind. If you would have said the only thing standing in our way is one win against Orlando and one versus Seattle / floundering LA, I'd tell you it's a massive failure to not win.
That's fair.
The wake.
Shout out to you. Much appreciated for that super slam. That's fair because, yeah, I mean, when you think of Leagues Cup, you think, okay, we have to play against Sudamérica, Tigres, Cruz Azul. If you're the last two opponents, but at that same token, which is a failure, if I would have told you, hey, the only thing standing between you and the Champions Cup final is Vancouver, what would you have said?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, Danny, but it's just like, dude, with the team we have, these are tough pills to swallow.
Yeah, no, I get it. I'm not disagreeing with anything anybody's saying. I get it. It's all valid.
And I want to mention something here because Vice City Lucas, shout out to Vice City Lucas. He's been long time, first time. Okay. Baltasar Rodriguez is not meant to develop an Inter. He loves the lifestyle of partying. He doesn't focus on soccer, what I've heard from multiple Racing fans at Chase. Now, I haven't seen him being posted on Instagram or anything like that. What I could see is he feels bad as shit because he's been ineffective and injured. He wants to make a huge difference, and he's planning on doing it in the next 4 months. And the celebration that he had after his goal says a lot to me as a person, where he ran up to, I don't know if that was his father or if that was a family member, but it looked like he was like super joyful for that moment.
He never scores. He never plays. I'm sure that he's frustrated himself.
For sure. And Andy Krim saying Orlando will win 5-0.
Hey, good luck to you,
and
Andy.
Somebody's asking to report him.
No, it's going to be that much sweeter when we beat him. And then Vicente Lucas, you know what? Vicente Lucas just mentioned something that I noticed when he was celebrating his goal. Did he always have those tattoos? Because it looked like checkered tattoos, like they were just randomly in different places. And I was like, did he always have that? And I thought that he didn't. So
I mean, look, you got some money, you want some tattoos. I mean, I want tattoos. I don't got the money, but I want them.
I'm good.
And look, Rick A is saying that was one of the trainers and the medical staff helped him in recovery. That says a lot, man. He's trying to climb up. He's not out here partying. Maybe. I don't know.
And Bigote, Danny, your age is showing with the brace. Yeah, it's definitely showing.
Happens.
Yeah, I'm like 3 weeks away from 40, so
that's tough.
Brutal. Yeah, that's brutal. All right, Chris, starting 11. Well, we just kind of brought it up.
Yeah, we did.
So we've gone through just about everything. Anything else you want to touch on before we talk about the predictions? Oh, there's one more thing I want to touch on. Allende has a tattoo of battered hair on his podcast.
He probably has one for all the podcasts because, geez, I mean, all the fans too. They all hate him.
There's one thing I did want to bring up.
Yeah.
Whose idea was it to have a game on the East Coast start at 8:30?
Yeah, it's ridiculous, huh? On the West, it's 10:45, I think. 8:30 on a Wednesday.
Like, it's hard enough making it out there on the weekdays. And like some of us, and I get a lot of people maybe that watch us don't have kids, aren't married.
Yeah.
They can just do whatever the F they want. You know, Chris and I, our lives are completely different than a lot of other people's. We got 3 kids each, even though Chris, one of yours is away on college. Like, we got 3 kids. Kids go to school. We got wives. We got everything. It's very difficult. It's very difficult to do this. So
imagine.
I don't know why they would do that. They like really killed us.
I mean, we were talking on the phone a little earlier. Like, think about it. The game starts at 8:30, 8:45, right? 8:40-ish.
8:40.
Finishes like at 10:30, right? 10:40 because of the 10 minute.
That's if they don't go to PKs.
Yes. Then if they go to PKs, that's like what, another 20 minutes? That's 11 o'clock. Then the drive down to Homestead, and I drive in a freaking rocket ship, so I'll be back like in 50 minutes.
I know. So I'll take like an hour and 10. So I'll be getting home. And that's the fact that you still got to find the babysitter. You got to tell the babysitter, hey, I don't care if you work tomorrow. You got to watch my kid until, like, it's ridiculous. Like, who's coming up with these times? Absolutely ridiculous start time for a Wednesday game. Ruined it.
Yeah. And shout out to Xavier Penny. Say, I can't imagine not having Chris, Danny, and Danny's microphone problems not get me through these games. Shout out to you. You're the true one. Hey,
I fixed my microphone. For anybody wondering, that was my Stanley that fell over. That wasn't my mic. My mic is now perfect. I spent the money. Shout out to everybody with their super slams.
Well, and I predict that I don't know if you're gonna go to the game, but I don't know if I'm gonna go. I might go right after work.
I wanted to, but my wife kind of told me that I maybe can't. So
yeah,
let me just put it like that. She kind of told me that maybe I can't go. So we'll see.
It's tough. It's a long. I mean, listen. She's not wrong. It's coming back super late. I don't even think I will. Enrique says you sound as good as Belisario's goal looked, Danny.
That's a
So
good thing.
prediction. Yeah, hell yeah. That goal was
You want-
a blazer.
I don't know. Predictions, Chris, and we want to hear the predictions and everybody in the chat. And don't be like 10-0, like just serious predictions. I know there's some people that are a little scared. But I promise you, you're not as scared as Orlando fans, because Orlando fans know how hard it is to beat a team 3-0, 3 games in a row, especially if it's a good team that you're trying to beat at their house. Like I am 100% sure Orlando fans are scared, and I can't wait to talk to them tonight on the Battered MLS Fans Show, 10 o'clock. We're going to touch on the Sounders Galaxy game. We're going to have 2 guests from there, talk about that game, and then we're going to have an Orlando podcaster join, and we're going to talk about the Orlando-Miami game. So, Chris, okay, so 3-1, Miami wins. 3-1, Rick A, Miami wins. Aria, 4-2, Miami wins. Messi brace. Iman, 2-2 to penalties. All right, let's stop right there. Leave that comment up. Now, everybody, go ahead. You keep telling us, and we're going to try to put all of them up. But I want you to add something now. If we do go to penalties, I want you to tell me who wins in penalties. Chris, before you give me your regular prediction, let's skip over. Let's say if hypothetically it goes to penalties, do you think we win?
You know what's funny is I would say yes, we'd win in penalties, but Luis Suarez typically doesn't take like the first 3 or 4 penalties from what I
Messi will
remember.
take the first one.
Well, he'll take the first one, but from what I've seen in other games, Luis Suarez comes a little bit later on the list.
Yeah, but there's some players that like to do that. They like to be the game-winning goal, like the 5th goal. Ronaldo used to do that a lot with Madrid. He always used to be the 5th kick taker. They kind of want to be the one to seal the deal a lot of times, because it kind of goes down to that 5th goal a lot often.
I'm going to give you a random name here, and I think that this is going to happen based off a substitution.
Okay.
I feel like it's going to be Cello.
Cello what?
I feel like Cello would get the game-winning penalty kick. I feel like Frey would be subbed off towards the end of the game. Cello comes on for like defensive purposes, and he's gonna win us the game.
Enrique says freaking Peruano can't stop goalies. He saved them twice this past weekend against who was it? Against Toluca. Yeah, he saved them once. Orlando could have won. Then I think it was Enriquez blew it, went wide left, and then he's like, Gales said, "Don't worry about it," and then he blocked the next one. Mascherano better save a sub. Oh, you know what, Sean? Thank you for that. Mascherano probably won't be in the building, because I'm assuming after what happened last week where he sat there and was on his phone that you probably won't even be allowed to see his face. I am almost 100% sure that they won't let him sit there next game.
You don't think that they're going to let him sit there again?
No, I don't think so. He
Come
won't be at
on. He says that he's allowed to sit there. I might give him my seats.
Hey, not bad seats.
Yeah.
I don't think that he's going to be out there. But remember, he got the red card. He will not be there. So he will not be there. So it won't be Mascherano making those subs. So just put in that out there. He might be in the locker room, though.
He could sit with La Familia when they're going towards La Familia.
Look, he already got some brownie points with me for what he did with he already got some brownie points. If he goes ahead and he sits with La Familia, he's my favorite coach of all time if he does something like that. That would be dope. That would be dope.
Fire.
Yeah.
Like, imagine he's got like the smokers and stuff. Ooh. Imagine he's the first one to throw.
Imagine he's wearing no shirt. Imagine he's wearing no shirt. That would be dope. I would love to see that. All right, let me get back to these predictions. So we got Jess Boys 3-2 Miami, Soccer Daddy 3-1 Miami, Xavier Pennies 3-1 Miami, Vice Luca. I would pay Mascherano to sit with us. That would be really cool. If anybody knows Mascherano, tell him, give him that advice. Michael Wolfinger 4-2 Orlando. Okay. Emmanuel Messi 2 goals for sure. Okay, I guess I know what you're here for. Dennis Lopez 3-1 Orlando. Mascherano's not coaching. Dennis Lopez, you might be in the clear for this one. Alex Rivas 2-1 Miami. Sean Callahan 2-1 Orlando. Okay. My name is GF 0-0 draw. Miami 9-0 V Vega. Okay. Nick Smith 3-1 Inter. We got Andres Saki 2-2, and we win in penalties. Messi hat trick. Xavier.
That's
Pennies,
the score. That's the score
wins.
that I think is going to happen.
Okay, well, you didn't tell me what you thought in pens. You just randomly threw a cello.
No, I said that we're gonna win in pens,
Oh,
but
okay.
you asked for everyone to guess who would score the game winner.
I never asked that.
No, you didn't. I thought you asked that. Sorry.
No. Okay. I will tell you, I think that in pens we might lose. As much as I hate Galese, I think I would. I think Galese is probably a better PK stopper than Ustari. But hopefully I'm wrong, and hopefully we don't have to get to that because I think Miami wins in regulation. I think Miami wins, and I'll say 2-1. I kind of want to say 3-1, but I'll keep it at 2-1. I think we win 2-1, and we move on to the final.
I think it's going to be 3-2, and we win in heroics. But this is a good comment. Vice City Lucas says Mascherano will be on the hot seat if we lose. Is the real question. Beaten 3 times by our rivals this season is ridiculous. Listen,
does Mascherano get blamed if he's not on the sideline though?
No, yeah. Listen,
okay.
This team is managed by him. They follow his orders. It's not like Javi Morales. It's not like Javi Morales is coaching the practice sesh today. They're following his orders.
What I'm saying is that there's in-game changes, in-game substitutions that can change or dictate the game, and he won't be there for that.
I think if we don't win this game, we need to throw grenades on the pitch, like Club America, bombs, allegedly.
You know, Mascherano's finishing this year no matter what happens, all right?
No, I know that, but it's still a catastrophe. If we lose, it is all-out war, Danny. It is the worst it's ever been.
Like I said, that they won't blame Mascherano.
Why? Why does he get a pass? Because he's sitting in the VIP section. Why? So one game he doesn't coach, and you're going to give him the pass? No way.
Well, he might be on the phone the whole game. Don't be surprised if you see
the sure going to have his AirPods.
Yeah, he's going to have AirPods on probably. We'll see. All right. Well, this was a fun preview. We didn't have a guest because we asked on the post game if you guys wanted a guest. You guys said no. So we kind of just ran this out ourselves. We appreciate the chat for being that third host. And but if you do want to hear from an Orlando guest, again, 10 o'clock, Battered MLS fans. We're going to have 3 guests on that show. And we have Las Garzas coming up at 9 o'clock. So any final words, Chris?
If we lose, I'm full-blown rioting. And I need everyone to participate with me.
Who do you see missing a penalty?
You want to know what's crazy is I would usually lock in Ben Krem for
and real quick, for those on audio, that wasn't a random question that I just asked. That was a commenter. Xavier Penny's asking. Who do you see missing a penalty?
I would lock in Ben Krem as a make because he's been pretty good with pens. But with the way that things have been happening with him asking for more time, being played out of position, after he called everything out for Mascherano, his play has kind of been on and off. I think Ben Krem would probably have a miss, and that would really be shattering.
All right. So hypothetically, who takes the shots? It would be Messi, DePaul.
Yeah.
Am I good so far?
Jordi Alba.
Jordi Alba. Okay. Busquets probably first, then Jordi, and then Suarez. You literally have the Barca. Well, not Barca, but the Avengers.
The big, yeah.
You have the Avengers take the first 5 shots. With Suarez taking the 5th one.
Yeah. Yes.
All right.
I mean, if you're going to put it in the hands of your best.
I will tell you that if Allende starts, he won't finish the game. He'll get subbed out, so he won't be taking any kicks. I don't think.
So who do you think would miss?
Ben Krem.
That's tough, man. I really hope that he fucking plays like a monster this game if they put him on the pitch.
But what do you consider playing like a monster? Because he plays like he has 3 lungs. I get that, but it's his touch that everybody criticizes, right?
Well, but I hope that he finds himself in good positions, makes better passes, gets some steals on defense, makes himself known on the pitch to his opponents.
Mr. Krabs, Busquets is not a PK taker,
He's
so
who's
who's taking it in front of him then? You're gonna put Falcon out there? You're gonna put Lujan? You're gonna put what?
Lujan.
That,
I can't even imagine Lujan taking a PK.
like Bright, like I get that Busquets isn't that guy, but remember, you have to pick 5. I know Messi goes first, but you got to pick 5. So whether he is or isn't, he's gonna have to take one probably, and he'll be in the first top 5, I would assume.
For sure.
So, well, it's interesting, but again, I my name is Jeff. Ryan Saylor PK win incoming. Oh my! Well, you know what? You remember the Leagues Cup final? They try to make that special moment for what was his name? The guy that blew the 5th kick. The only person that had been here since like day one. The telenovela guy. I forgot his name.
Alexis Ulloa.
Ulloa. Like that's what happens when you try to do with the
when
whole
you try to
like,
do movie style.
Yeah, like let's put Ulloa out there. All we had to do was make that one,
and he fucking blew it.
He was the 5th kicker, and then we ended up going 11 all the way to Drake, which ended up being better. But all right, all right. Well, I guess we'll leave it at that. Chris, any final thoughts? Victor Ulloa.
No, that's it. Oh yeah, Victor Ulloa. Yes, I said Alexis.
Yeah, I mean you and Belisario Machuca, or you're just cooking up names. So remember, Las Garzas at 9 o'clock if you want some more Heron's Talk en Español, and at 10 o'clock, Battered MLS Fans. Go to Battered MLS Fans, the YouTube channel. Again, we'll have 3 guests, one each representing each team left in the Leagues Cup, and obviously us for Inter Miami, and we will have those conversations. We'll preview Galaxy Seattle. If you guys are interested in hearing about them, to see who else could play against Inter Miami in that final this weekend, and then Orlando, Miami. So make sure you check that out. If you are listening on audio, we appreciate you listening all the way to the end. Please give us 5 stars, comment, review, other good stuff. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching all the way to the end. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. And as always, for those of you in the chat, we appreciate you hanging out with us for the last
look at your text message.
47 minutes. And we will be back on oh, Jesus.
I wasn't lying.
Chris sent me a picture of Belisario Machuca. Horrible. I almost put it on screen, but I was like, let me not do that.
Yeah, let's not do that.
For that. Yeah. Well, appreciate you guys hanging out with us. And again, if I didn't say it, chat, you guys are awesome. You guys are like the 3rd host. This show wouldn't be the same without you guys. So much appreciated. Wednesday night, depending on if we go to the game or not, it'll be a really late show, or it'll still be a late show regardless. But if we go to the game, it'll be like a if we go to the game, it'll be like a 12:30 start. So regardless, you know what we do. We come on after every game, no matter what. So look forward to that. So until the next one, have a good one.